Welcome to InkThinks. With the announcement of Steve in Smash, I've been seeing a ton of people talking about the concept of meme characters in Smash, and how Steve broke his way into the Smash roster by ascending his meme status into a fully fledged fighter. But this concept of a meme fighter isn't a new one. I've been hearing it long before I ever created my first video. This is an argument that pops up over and over in the scene, and almost always as a way to shut down speculation and conversation on a character. That said, I think that this is an interesting point to dissect, because while some characters are definitely outright ridiculous and shouldn't be taken seriously, the meme label is applied to a lot of characters where it really shouldn't apply. Let me show you what I mean. So like I mentioned at the start of the video, before Steve's inclusion, a lot of people referred to him as a meme character, and dismissed his chances for inclusion as a cringy, unrealistic idea. The same went for Sans before his inclusion as a Mii costume, and I even frequently hear the argument brought up against Waluigi. When people say this, I think that they're trying to imply that they think the entire concept of the character being included into Smash is so ridiculous and stupid that they would never want to see them appear in the game. And with this implication comes a social stigma that by merely saying you would like to see the character, then you're just a normie playing into the cringe and not being realistic. Some characters commonly thrown around in this category may include Freddy Fazbear, Jonesy from Fortnite, and more. A pattern that I notice is a lot of them tend to be from a newer age of gaming that a lot of people put themselves above just because of their age. But while you have some people referring to these characters as meme picks, there's also an entire subset of characters that truly fit the meme category. Characters like Shrek, Corey Baxter, or an ARMS rep are characters that are so entirely ridiculous to even think about in Smash that the entire punchline comes from who the character is, rather than any predetermined cringe factor that may come socially packed into the culture around the character. There's also a third category that stands separate from the other two. This is the never going to happen character picks. While Jonesy may make some people cringe, and the thought of Steve Harvey getting into Smash is the entire joke, the people who tend to speculate about this third category of character tend to fully acknowledge that they're unlikely, but still engage in speculation for the sake of having an interesting argument. These could be characters from Luke Skywalker to Mr. Monopoly. I think that properly acknowledging the distinction between the three categories is critical to having better and more productive Smash speculation going forward. To help me better explain the differences in these three categories, I'm going to hand over the time to my friend Anerdymous, who has done some really awesome speculation videos that fall into that third category. Take it away.
Thanks, Ink. As someone who does a bunch of moveset videos for characters I almost certainly know aren't getting into Smash, I often think about how to distinguish between an unlikely character, a joke character, and a meme character. What I've figured is it basically lies in where the comedy falls in the idea as a whole. For an unlikely character, there isn't really any comedy in the idea. Non-video game or fourth-party characters definitely walk a thin line most of the time. As Ink said, my first episode of Special Smash was Mr. Monopoly, and I do have many other fourth-party characters planned in the future. However, I don't do these as jokes or meme picks. For joke characters, the comedy comes in their overall absurdity or moveset potential. Some real-world examples of this are Piranha Plant and Jigglypuff. Plant's overall design and status as a basic enemy makes its inclusion absolutely hilarious, while Jigglypuff's moveset revolving around you or your opponent going to sleep makes them a joke character. Characters like Bubsy or Dan Hibiki are joke characters because they have infamy behind them, whether intentional to their character or not. The idea of getting a character from a bad game or whose whole shtick is just kinda sucking is where the comedy of this inclusion would come from. Now that I've given so much exposition, let's actually talk about meme characters. The comedic nature of a meme pick doesn't come from the character's absurdity or moveset potential or anything of the like. Just like memes, it comes at face value and the comedy is in the character themselves. And just like most memes, the punchline is usually Shrek. People don't actually want a meme character. They just want to say, wouldn't it be funny if this guy was in and nothing else? They don't expand upon it or anything. In the case of Steven Minecraft, so many people said it was a meme because Minecraft is for cringe-ass nene babies, completely ignoring the 200 million plus sales the game has and how much influence it's had on the overall gaming landscape. Steve's animations are definitely funny, and his moveset is absolutely absurd, but he is by no means a meme character. I wouldn't even say he's close to a joke character. Steve is just as, if not more deserving than Banjo and even Geno if he makes it in. And to really emphasize my point, let me read you a quote from a brilliant mind and kinda a gamer, InkThinks. Have you guys ever noticed that there is a thing in Smash culture where someone makes a joke of, we all know insert random character from years ago from any form of media that's kinda silly and not getting into Smash is getting into Smash? And that's the entire extent of the joke? Brilliant words, my friend. Brilliant words. To conclude my point, let me paint you a picture. Let's say Fighter 8 gets revealed at the Game Awards. And let's say that character is either Bubsy Bobcat or Shrek. Which of those reveals would you find funnier in the moment, and which character would you be happier with in the game a month from then?
Thanks, Anerdymous, and that's my whole point. People jump into characters like Waluigi with the same label that they use for characters like Shrek. There is an obvious difference here, but the generalization has the effect of dissuading people from discussing some slightly silly characters that they would genuinely like to see, like Bubsy for example. A lot of these characters aren't truly ridiculous, and people just like to put themselves on a pedestal above something that they see as lesser. The objective with this kind of labeling isn't to speculate, but rather it serves as a way to laugh at people who are genuinely trying to trailblaze characters to talk about. This is why so many people miss the mark on predicting Steve, why so many people are potentially missing the mark of Waluigi, and why, in general, speculating characters outside of the most popular 10 picks tends to be unfun for people. People tend to just want to see their same characters that they like over and over in prediction lists as some sort of echo chamber. I guess all I'm trying to say going forward is that it may be nice to take a different path from the most popular speculation characters and actually do what we all claim to enjoy: speculate. Don't let any predefined rules hold you back. Fans have been developing their own rules, such as Spirits can't be fighters, Ridley's too big, Banjo's a literally Who rep, and if you go back far enough, third-party characters can't be included. These rules have been going on for ages, and so many of them these days are being debunked one after another. My friend Blastbox has an awesome video that recently came out where he discusses how this exact moment in Smash speculation is amazing, and something that we've never had before, and potentially will never have again. Barrier after barrier for characters is being torn down as Sakurai develops the greatest cast in all of gaming. And all we can really do is go along with it for the ride and enjoy our time doing so. Stay smashing, everyone.